Erythroblastosis fetalis is also called as hemolytic disease. What do you mean by non-biodegradable? The pollutants which cannot be broken into simpler, harmless substances in nature, they are called as non-biodegradable substances. The lactose is used as what? As a source of energy by the organism. Cholecystokinin is responsible for stimulating the digestion of fat and protein. A fruit that develops from a single flower with a syncarpous pistil is simple fruit. Welcome back to part 2 of this Karnataka CET biology paper analysis. Moving on to the question number 21. Select a suitable name for this process, for this chemical reaction. So here you can see C6H12O6, that is glucose, with energy ATP, that is 2 ADP, 2 adenosine diphosphate, with when it is added with 2 inorganic phosphate. So what it is, 2 ATP gives rise to 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol or ethanol, with the release of what? Here 2 ADP will release what? 2 ATP and carbon dioxide. So what do you call this process as? Option A, alcoholic fermentation. Option B, photorespiration. Option C, lactate fermentation. And option D, aerobic respiration. So this is, as you know, it is called anaerobic respiration. So this whole process is called as alcoholic fermentation. As you know, it is a biological process which converts sugar like glucose or fructose and sucrose into cellular energy. Here you can see the cellular energy producing what? Ethanol or ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. So ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. So the name for this process is what? Alcoholic fermentation. Option A, alcoholic fermentation, is correct. Option B, photorespiration, is wrong. Option C, lactate fermentation, is wrong. Lactic, fermentation is of 2 types: lactic acid fermentation and alcoholic fermentation. So D, aerobic respiration, is wrong. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 22. The condition of erythroblastosis fetalis occurs only when? Erythroblastosis fetalis is also called as hemolytic disease. Hemolytic disease, where the RBCs of the fetus will be broken down and thereby the fetus will die. Erythroblastosis fetalis, the fetus will die. The condition of erythroblastosis fetalis occurs only when option A, the husband is Rh positive and wife is Rh negative. The husband is Rh negative and wife is Rh positive. Option C, the mother is Rh positive and the fetus is Rh negative. Option D, the mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive. So here, if a woman who is Rh negative marries a man who is Rh positive, the woman will bear a baby whose the baby may have what? Rh positive blood, which is inherited from the father. So the Rh antibodies are harmless. So the mother's blood will start producing what? Rh antibodies. But the first delivery will be quite safe. But when she plans for a second child, the problem arises when she goes for a second child. So the Rh antibodies are harmless until the mother's second or later pregnancy. If she carries another R, if she plans for the next baby, that next baby also carries what? Rh positive, which is inherited from father. Her antibodies will start recognizing the Rh protein on the surface of the baby's blood as foreign particles, and attack those cells. So thereby, erythro means what? RBC. Blastosis means what? Breaking. Fetalis, that develop the fetus. So breaking of the RBC cells of the fetus is called erythroblastosis fetalis. So RBCs of baby known as erythroblastosis fetalis or it is also called as hemolytic disease. So here the problem occurs when mother is Rh negative and the baby or the fetus is Rh positive. So option A, the husband is this is not the reason. Here the option B, the husband is Rh negative, wife is not the reason. The mother is Rh positive and fetus no. Option D, the mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh. The problem arises when the mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive. So option D is correct. The condition of erythroblastosis fetalis occurs only when mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive. Moving on to question number 23. This is a non-biodegradable pollutant. I think all of us know there are two types. One is called biodegradable, the other one is called non-biodegradable. What is biodegradable? That which can be converted into simpler, harmless substances is called as biodegradable. What do you mean by non-biodegradable? The pollutants which cannot be broken into simpler, harmless substances in nature, they are called as non-biodegradable substances. Like for example, we have DDT, we have plastic. That is the reason why plastic is banned. It is the main pollutant of the environment. Polythene bags, as I said, insecticides, pesticides, mercury, lead, arsenic, metals like aluminium can, iron products and silver foils. So we need to identify among the four, this is a non-biodegradable pollutant. So among the four, one is non-biodegradable pollutant. So what is that? Option A, sewage is a biodegradable. Sulfur dioxide, biodegradable. Oxides of nitrogen, lead vapor. Lead, as I said, lead is a non-biodegradable pollutant. So option A, sewage is wrong. Option B, sulfur dioxide is wrong. Option C, oxides of nitrogen is wrong. Option D is the lead vapor is a non-biodegradable pollutant. So option D. This is a non-biodegradable pollutant and that is lead vapor. Moving on to question number 24. The time for optimum chances of conception. What is conception? Becoming, that is pregnant. Becoming pregnant in a woman is dash starting from the day of menstruation. So as we know, the menstrual cycle lasts for 28 days approximately, and as we know, it is divided into 4 phases: menstrual phase, then follicular phase, and ovulatory phase, and the luteal phase. So here, particularly in ovulatory phase, which is around 14th day of the menstrual cycle, this is called as the fertile period, where the chances of conception is more. Why do we call it as a fertile period? What is 14th day? It is called the ovulatory period, where the ova are produced. So ova are produced. So the chances of conception is quite common. So the time for optimum chances of conception in a woman is starting from the dash starting from the day of menstruation. Option A, first day, no. Option B, 4th day, no. First 4 days, we call it 3 to 4 days are called as what? Menstrual phase. 14th day, as I said, 14th day is very. 26th day, no, luteal phase, no, wrong. So, which is this one? 14th day. 14th day is the answer. So, option C is correct. Option C is correct. Moving on to question number 25. The 4th cleavage plane during development of frog's egg is option A, double meridional, option B, single meridional, option C, single latitudinal, and option D, double latitudinal. I think all of us know, like when the cleavage takes place, the division of the cells, the frog's egg. So there are different planes like meridional, latitudinal, right? Then one more called that is meridional and latitudinal. So here the fertilized egg can be divided into different planes during the process of cleavage. Here the first and the second cleavage is meridional. The third cleavage is latitudinal. But they have asked what? The fourth cleavage plane. The fourth cleavage includes the plane which is meridional as well as holoblastic. That is double meridional. And what does it produce? They are unequal and divide the micromeres. As you know, the cells like micromeres and macromeres. So here, smaller cells are called micromeres. Larger cells are called macro. These are micromeres and these are macromeres. So rapidly than macromeres. So option is option A, double meridional is correct. Option B, single meridional is wrong. Option C, single latitudinal is wrong. And option D, double latitudinal is wrong. So answer is A, that is double meridional. The fourth cleavage plane during development of frog's egg is double meridional. Moving on to question number 26. Which of the following parts of the vertebrate body, not invertebrate body, vertebrate body arises from the mesoderm? Option A, spinal cord. Option B, bony skeleton. Option C, epidermis. And option D, lens of the eye. I think all of us know the body organs are formed from three germinal layers: outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, and inner endoderm, which is responsible for the process of formation of what? Tissues into organs. So here the bony skeleton is derived from the mesoderm layer. So from mesoderm, so arises from the mesoderm. Which of the following parts of the vertebrate body arises from the mesoderm? It is the bony skeleton. Here the chorda mesoderm develops into what? Notochord, and notochord and the paraaxial mesoderm give rise to cartilage and skeletal tissues like the bones and muscles. So the option A, spinal cord, is wrong. Option B, bony skeleton, is correct. Option C, epidermis, is wrong. Option D, lens of the eye, is wrong. So option B is correct. Moving on to question number 27. Point out the correct method of showing the scientific name of coconut palm derived by binomial nomenclature. So as we know, binomial nomenclature, wherein the first name, binomial nomenclature, where the first name refers to genus and the second name refers to species. So what is the sign? And you can also use the word, what is it otherwise called? Scientific name. Scientific name. So the scientific name for coconut is Cocos. It is Cocos nucifera. Cocos nucifera. So this is genus and this is species. So here this is species. This is genus. So always the genus should start with a capital letter followed by the species with a small letter. So among the four, which is the one which is having the right scientific name for coconut? Cocos nucifera. Here you can see starting is capital and here it is small. Correct. Here Cocos is correct, but here nucifera is in capital. So this is wrong. Here genus starts with small letter. So this is also wrong. And this is with capital letter. So this is also wrong. Here both are in small letters. So this is also wrong. So option A is correct. Option A, Cocos nucifera. Moving on to question number 28. Find out the wrong statement about angiosperm roots. Option A, cuticle is absent in young stages, is correct. Wrong statement. We have to identify the wrong statement. Yes, of course, cuticle is absent in young stages. Then the apex is protected by root cap or what we call it as clepetra. Correct. This also is correct. Vascular bundles are collateral, is wrong. Vascular bundles are arranged in radial form. And xylem is centripetal in growth in the young roots, is correct. So here in roots of angiosperms or in angiosperm roots, xylem and phloem are present on different radii. Like this, on different radii. Right. So so you call it as what? Radial vascular bundle, not collateral. Collateral means together. here phloem above, xylem below. This is wrong. So in roots it is always radial. So vascular bundles are, which is a wrong statement, vascular bundles are collateral. So option C is the wrong statement. Question number 29. Given below is the floral diagram of a flower. Which of the following descriptions of the flower matches the floral diagram? Here we can see that here we can easily differentiate the calyx from the corolla. So it is what? Heterochlamydeous. It is heterochlamydeous. So when you are able to differentiate the corolla, calyx from corolla, we use the word called heterochlamydeous. And here you can see the that is the petals are fused. Here you can see the petals are fused. So it is gamopetalous. It is gamopetalous. And here you can see petals are four petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, but the 4 petals are fused. So it is tetramerous. It is tetramerous. And how many tetramerous? And here you can see both. This is male, that is stamens, and this is pistil, that is gynoecium. So these are stamens and this is carpels. So it is bisexual. So in this diagram, you come across heterochlamydeous. Why it is called heterochlamydeous? Easily you can differentiate the calyx from corolla. If you are not able to differentiate, homochlamydeous, where we use the word called perianth. Right? And gamopetal, the petals are fused and they are 4 in number, tetramerous. And it is a bisexual flower having both androecium and gynoecium. So which is the option which is having heterochlamydeous, gamopetalous, tetramerous and bisexual? Here it is heterochlamydeous, correct. Gamopetalous, correct. Pentamerous, wrong. And bisexual, correct. Here heterochlamydeous, correct. Gamopetalous, correct. Tetramerous, correct. Bisexual, correct. Here homochlamydeous, so this is wrong. Here also it is wrong. So option B is correct. So in this diagram we come across heterochlamydeous, gamopetalous, tetramerous and bisexual. Moving on to question number 30. An interconnecting membranous network of the cell composed of vesicles, flattened sacs and tubules is option A, nucleus, option B, mitochondria, option C, endoplasmic reticulum, which is also called as ER, then lysosome. As we know, the structure of endoplasmic reticulum is composed of interconnected network of the structures known as what? Cisternae. As we know, there are 2 types, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. When the ribosomes are found on ER, it is called rough. When the ribosomes are not found on the ER, it is called a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the an intertubules is what? Is endoplasmic reticulum. So option A, nucleus, is wrong. Option B, mitochondria, is wrong. Option C, endoplasmic reticulum, correct. Option D, lysosome, is wrong. So option C is correct. Moving on to the question number 31. Read the statements given below and identify the incorrect statement. Now among the 4 statements, which is incorrect? Moving on to the first option A, scientific names are used all over the world. That is the reason, and it is universal. Scientific names are universal, right? It is a correct statement. We have to identify what? The incorrect statement. Among the 4, we are supposed to identify the incorrect statement. Scientific names are used all over the world, correct. Scientific names are often descriptive and tell us some important character of an organism, correct. This is also correct statement. Scientific names indicate relationship between species, correct. Scientific names favor multiple naming for the same kind of an organism is wrong. Scientific name, if it is given for one organism, it is that organism only will have that scientific names. It will not have any multiple names. So the incorrect statement is D. So read the statement given below and identify the incorrect statement. Statement D is incorrect. Statement D is, that is, so scientific names don't favor multiple. So they don't favor multiple naming for the same kind of an organism. So one organism will have only one scientific name. Moving on to question number 32. The lac operon is turned on when allolactose molecules bind to option A, promoter site, option B, operator site, option C mRNA, and option D repressor protein. As we know that when the glucose is present in the lactoferrin concept, you have studied that when the glucose is present, the repressor molecule is going to bind to the operator region of the lactoferrin. So when the glucose is absent and the lactose is present, the lactose is used as what? As a source of energy by the organism. Now the lactose molecules are converted into what? Allolactose, which binds to what? Repressor molecule. So this binding will what? What will it do? It inhibits the binding of the operator region. So the lactoferrin is turned on when allolactose molecules bind to repressor molecules. So option A, promoter site, is wrong. Option B, operator site, is wrong. Option C, mRNA, is wrong. Option D, repressor protein, is correct. So option D is correct. Option D is correct. Moving on to question number 33. Fearing that the child to be born may have a genetic disorder, a couple goes to a doctor. Which one of the following techniques is likely to be suggested by the doctor to cure the genetic disorder? I repeat, fearing that the child to be born may have a genetic disorder. So they will get to know that maybe the baby that is going to be born is having some genetic disorder. So the couple goes to a doctor. So what is that? What is the advice or what is the technique that is advised by the doctor for the couple to go for to overcome this genetic disorder? Option A, hybridoma technology. Option B, gene therapy. Option C, recombinant DNA technology. And option D, embryo transfer. I think the technique which the doctor might advise is gene therapy. Why? The very word itself will tell you. Gene therapy is a method that is used that uses what? Genes to treat or prevent diseases. For example, like if a person is highly diabetic, so his pancreas will not be functioning properly. So then a gene from a healthy person, that is from the gene from the healthy person, can be introduced into the body of the defective so that it can alter. So that is what is called as gene therapy. So this technique involves the introduction of normal genes into the cells, into the defective cells body. So this helps in what? Replacing the function of missing or defective ones in order to correct genetic disorder. So the correct technique is what? Gene therapy. Option A, hybridoma technology, is wrong. Option B, gene therapy, is correct. Option C, recombinant technology, is wrong. And option D, embryo transfer, is wrong. So option B is correct, gene therapy. Moving on to the question number 34. Select the group having only buffalo breeds of India from the following. Option A, Surti, Mahesana, Murra, Nagpuri, buffalo breeds. Option B, Mahesana, Murra, Nagapuri, Haryana. Murra, Nagapuri, Haryana, Ongol. Then Nagpuri, Haryana, Ongol, Sindhi. So among the four options, this is correct. Surti, Mahesana, Murra, Nagpuri. This is the group having only buffalo breeds of India. Surti is a breed from like Kaira and Baroda districts of Gujarat. Then Mahesana from Gujarat and Maharashtra. Murra from regions of Punjab and Haryana. Nagpur, the very word itself will tell you, Nagpur and other districts of Maharashtra. So option A is correct. Option B is wrong. Option C is wrong. And option D is wrong. Select the group having only buffalo breeds of India from the following. Option A, Surti, Mahesana, Murra and Nagpuri. 35th question. With regard to the ABO blood typing system, if a man who has B blood and a woman who has type O were to have children, what blood types could the children have? Option A or O, it is wrong because there it is a man who has type B and woman O. So wrong. B, correct. B or O. So the children, blood types the children will have is either B or O. A, B or O is wrong. And A, B or O is wrong. So option B is correct. Because here, yeah, option B is correct. Moving on to question number 36. Secretin and cholecystokinin are the hormones secreted in option A, pyloric stomach, option B, duodenum, option C, ileum, and option D, esophagus. As we know that secretin and cholecystokinin are the peptide hormones, and these are the hormones of the gastrointestinal system, that is the digestive system. So the enzyme cholecystokinin is responsible for stimulating the digestion of fat and protein. This enzyme is synthesized and secreted by enteroendocrine cells in the duodenum. So these are the hormones secreted in duodenum. So which is the option which is having the answer as duodenum? Option A, pyloric stomach, is wrong. Option B, duodenum, is correct. Option C, ileum, is wrong. Option D, esophagus, is wrong. So option B is correct. The hormones are secretin and cholecystokinin are the hormones secreted in duodenum. Moving on to question number 37. Carbon dioxide is called a greenhouse gas because it involves in photosynthesis. Yes, of course, but why it is particularly called as greenhouse gas? Option B, it emits light. Option C, it traps infrared radiations. And option D, it traps ultraviolet radiations. So I think all of us know there are certain gases in the atmosphere which can trap the heat. So these gases are called as what? Greenhouse gases. Like what? Like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, and water vapor. So these gas, particularly carbon dioxide is one of the greenhouse gas. So these gases are able to capture and trap the heat in the atmosphere, and the heat is in the form of what? Infrared radiations. So because carbon dioxide is called as a greenhouse gas because it can trap heat, and the heat is in the form of infrared radiation. So option A, it is involved in photosynthesis, is wrong. B, it emits light, is wrong. It traps infrared radiations, is correct. And option D, it traps ultraviolet radiation, is wrong. So option C is correct. Because why carbon dioxide is called as a greenhouse gas? Because it traps infrared radiations. Moving on to question number 38. A fruit that develops from a single flower with syncarpous pistil, fused carpels, is simple fruit, aggregate fruit, multiple fruits, pseudocarp. As we know, there are three types of fruits: simple fruits, aggregate fruits, composite fruits are also called as multiple fruits. But the simple fruit develops from what? Single ovary of a single flower with a fused ovary. Syncarpous. Fused ovary means what? Syncarpous pistil. Syncarpous pistil. And as we know, ovary develops into fruit and ovules into seeds. So option A, simple fruit, is correct. Option B, aggregate fruit, is wrong. Option C, multiple fruit, is wrong. Option D, pseudocarp, is wrong. So option A is correct. A fruit that develops from a single flower with a syncarpous pistil is simple fruit. Moving on to question number 39. The volume of blood that enters into the aorta with each ventricular systole is called option A, cardiac cycle, option B, stroke volume, option C, cardiac output, and option D, vital capacity. As we know, stroke volume is the volume of blood which enters the aorta when the ventricle contracts. So as we know, the contraction of the ventricle is referred to as systole and relaxation as diastole. So stroke volume, as we know, it is also called as the blood which is ejected out from the ventricles when the left ventricle contracts for one time. So the volume of blood that enters into the aorta with each ventricular systole is called stroke volume. So option A, cardiac output, is wrong. Option B, stroke volume, is correct. Option C, cardiac output, is wrong. Option D, vital capacity, is wrong. So option B, stroke volume, is correct. Moving on to the question number 40. The chromosomal complement of individuals with Turner's syndrome. I think all of you have studied about euploidy and aneuploidy. Aneuploidy is the unbalanced set of chromosomes which may be due to 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1, 2n minus 2 or 2n plus 2 or 2n minus 2. So this is called monosomy and this is called trisomy and this is called tetrasomy and this is called nullisomy. So here aneuploidy means what? Unbalanced set of chromosomes which is maybe due to either addition or deletion of a chromosome to the normal set of chromosomes. So 2n minus 1 is called monosomy, 2n plus 1 is called trisomy, 2n plus 2 is called tetrasomy and 2n minus 2 is called nullisomy. And Turner syndrome, and this addition or deletion may happen to an autosome or to an allosome. So this plus 1 or minus 1 may be to an autosome or maybe to an allosome. But Turner syndrome is an allosomal disorder. Allosomal disorder. So that change in the chromosomal number is in the allosome or otherwise called as sex chromosome. So the Turner syndrome complement is, and this is Turner syndrome is commonly seen only in the females. So 44AA plus X0 is equal to 45. This is the chromosomal complement. The chromosomal complement of individuals with Turner syndrome. So one allosome is missing here. XX in normal females. This is in Turner syndrome. 44AA plus XX is equal to 46. So in normal females, this is the chromosomal complement. But in Turner syndrome, this is the chromosomal complement. So 44AA XX is wrong. 44AXY is wrong. 44A plus X0 is correct. This is the chromosomal complement and this is wrong. So option C is correct. The chromosomal complement of individuals with Turner syndrome is 44A plus X0. Hope you have understood all the questions, 40 questions what I have dealt in this Karnataka CET 2012. So I'll be back with part 3. Till then, thank you.